Mazuma TV back in the building, man. What's going on, y'all? Shout out to Mazuma Nation. Shout out to the Mazuma Mob. We in the building as always, man. I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful, positive, productive day. On my way to go get it as always, man. I hope y'all doing the same. On the road to 2K, man. I think I'm like 5-6 subscribers away from 1,100, man. Shout out to the nation. Shout out to the mob for making it possible. Now, what I want to talk about today is Shakur Stevenson, man, and his recent comments that he had made towards Devin Haney. You know what I mean? We're going to get right into it. Shakur Stevenson has been real popular in the boxing world as of lately. Some for good reasons, some not so good reasons, depending on who you're talking to. It seems as if Shakur Stevenson has adopted the role as the villain, as the bad guy coming into his career now, because a lot of people at this particular moment don't want to fight Shakur Stevenson. That's the reality of the situation. I'm not including Devin Haney in that, because at the end of the day, Devin Haney did send them an offer that Shakur was trying to go around. So I'm not going to include Devin Haney in that, but I'm not going to ignore the Isaac Cruzes of the world, the William Cepedas, the Frank Martins that decided to look in different directions and not take on Shakur Stevenson at 135. So I think because he's being looked at as a low reward as of right now, he's being more outspoken to keep his name in the media, to keep himself relevant, and to have people more tuned in to seeing his fights. You know what I mean? Similar to what Floyd Mayweather was doing at one particular time when they consider him a low risk. When he hit his pretty boy era, he decided to start being outspoken, speaking his mind on fighters, and just overall just trash talking. And ultimately, that got Floyd to a level where he couldn't be ignored no more. Because while he was talking trash, he was backing up his trash talking and became a household name slowly but surely. You know what I mean? And I think that's what Shakur Stevenson is attempting to do. You know what I mean? Unless that's who he really is, because from what I've heard, Floyd is a real humble dude for people that have been around him. He just decided to take on that role because he had an ultimate goal of getting somewhere. And ultimately, he was able to get there at the end of the day. But it seems as if that's the space that Shakur Stevenson is in right now. People don't want to fight him. They don't want to acknowledge him. So he's going to keep his words and statements out there in the media to keep everybody reminded that Shakur Stevenson is around. He is a dog. He is a threat. You know what I mean? That's what I personally believe. But shout out to Boxing Scene for this article that I was reading up on. According to Boxing Scene, they said that Shakur Stevenson is rooting for Regis Prograis to defeat Devin Haney the day that they fight. Devin Haney is facing Regis Prograis for the WBC 140-pound title, I believe, December 9th. And Shakur is rooting for Regis all the way. He went on to say that him and Regis have a good relationship. That's a good friend of his. So, therefore, he's looking for Regis to defeat Devin Haney the night of the fight. You know what I'm saying? Devin Haney and Shakur had a great relationship from what I understand growing up. Bill Haney mentioned that Shakur Stevenson used to stay at his house. He mentioned that Shakur used to travel with him to certain places to I don't know if it's necessarily going to tournaments or going to places for sparring. I don't know exactly what it was, but regardless, they had a relationship. So things obviously went sour. Names was called. Parents were disrespected. Threats were thrown out there. Just a lot of extra stuff, in all honesty, that I don't really agree with. But nonetheless, it got there. And it seems like it's bad blood now. It seems like it's personal. It seems like their relationship don't went sour. So I can see why Shakur is rooting for Regis Prograis, because he just don't fuck with Devin Haney. That's just what it is. You know what I mean? However, I do think that it's kind of weird that Shakur is rooting for Regis nonetheless, and I'm going to tell you why. And it's for his own benefit. Because in all honesty, who are people talking about more? Are they talking about Shakur facing Devin Haney in the future? Or are they talking about Shakur facing Regis Prograis in the future? The answer is clear, man. It's obviously Shakur and Devin Haney. You know what I mean? And you being a guy who obviously wants your money because you turned down a 25%. So I'm assuming you was looking for around 40 to 50% split against Devin Haney. You should want the biggest money fights possible for yourself. And you know that if Devin Haney possibly loses against Regis Prograis, that's going to fumble your bag. It reminds me of Jarrett Hurd and Jermell Charlo. Jarrett Hurd was supposed to fight Jermell for a huge bag. It was a huge fight. However, Jermell wanted to do a tune-up before he faced Jermell. Went up against J-Rock and got tuned up. And ever since then, he was never the same. And he ultimately fumbled a big money fight, a big legacy-defining fight against Jermell Charlo because of it. And I'm not saying that's what's going to happen to Devin Haney, but it's possible. This is boxing. One loss and a fighter can never be the same. And a lot of super fights could fall through as a result of this. You know what I mean? So if I'm Shakur Stevenson, regardless of whether I like Devin Haney or not, whether I fuck with him or not, I want him to continue winning. You know why? It's not because I'm rooting for him or I wish the best for him. I want him to continue winning because I know the more that he wins, the higher his momentum's gonna be. The more people are gonna be excited to see us fight. The bigger bag we gonna get. You know what I'm saying? That I heard Floyd say this. Floyd say this not too long ago. He was like, man, let's keep building them up, keep building them up, so we can knock them down. And I feel that for real. I honestly feel that. I think that's the mindset that Shakur needs to be in right now. The more popular Devin Haney is, the better the victory is going to be on my part in terms of it being a legacy-defining win and it being a bigger bag for you to take care of you and yours. You know what I'm saying? If I'm Shakur Stevenson, I'm not rooting for Devin Haney to lose at all. I want him to continue winning. I want him to be undefeated when I defeat him. I want him to be at his highest, the highest peak of his career when I face him. So when I beat him, the victory is going to be so much sweeter. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying the root for Devin Haney for him. You know what I mean? Obviously, you don't mess with the dude. It's cool. I'm saying that you should want that man to win because it's going to set up better opportunities for you in the future. You know what I mean? I know there's still a Tank fight out there. I know there's several fights out there that you could take that could be a big fight. Teofimo, Ryan Garcia. But, you know what I mean? The more, the better. The more big money fights that could be lined up for you and your career, the better. The more you'll be set up for life, the more that people will consider you a legend because you will have great fighters on your resume. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I didn't particularly understand why Shakur is rooting for Regis to beat Devin. I understand they got a friendship. I understand him and Regis got a friendship. They cool. But you can obviously be like, yo, like, man, like, I like Regis, but, you know, I'm going to keep this neutral because either way, I mean, if Regis wins, cool. But if Devin wins, cool, because that's just going to make our fight bigger. That's exactly how I will be approaching it. I'm not saying that everybody needs to think like me. If Shakur clearly don't want to see the man win, that's his prerogative. That's his right to do so. But it lets me know a couple things about the situation. One, he really don't fuck with Devin Haney no more. And two, it seems like things are really personal between the two to the point where it seems as if Shakur is bitter towards Devin Haney. You know what I mean? Why? I mean, could he not be? I mean, maybe. But, you know, it seems like he really don't want to see Devin Haney shining. You know what I mean? That may be the competitor in him, in all honesty. But regardless, you should want to see this guy win because it's only going to benefit you at the end of the day, especially if you end up getting this fight and end up defeating him. You know what I mean? Because let's say it's a situation where Regis sparks Devin Haney and he got that one loss on his record. If you were to go behind that and beat him, there's going to be people that say, oh, you had Regis leftovers. You already know people going to say that. You already know people going to be like, oh, he wasn't the same after the Regis Prograis fight, blah, blah, blah. So you don't want any type of excuses for the fans to have as to why you defeated, fucking, the fuck was that? Fucking rock just cracked my windshield hard as shit. I hope that don't break my shit. But anyway, regardless, you already know the fans gonna come out with their excuses as to, yo, what the fuck is going on? Yo, I gotta get the fuck up out this, Joe. Hold up. These fucking rocks dropping hard as shit on my car. What the fuck? Yeah, that was pretty distracting, but nonetheless, man, I want to see if I'm Shakur Stevenson, I want Devin Haney to win. You know what I mean? Just like that. And that's just my opinion on the situation. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Should Shakur want Devin Haney to win? Do you think that he's hating on Devin Haney? Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments below. This is Mazuma TV. Shout out to the nation. Shout out to the mom for tuning in. I'm out of here, man. Peace.